Hi, my name is Natalie, and today we're going to learn about the comparative form when using adjectives and adverbs in a sentence. The comparative form is used when you are comparing two or more things, people, places, animals that are not the same. They are different. So when two or more things are not the same. This is how you form a sentence when using the comparative adjectives and adverbs. You have the subject plus the verb plus the adjective or the adverb in the comparative form, plus than, which is very important, plus the complement. For example, I am shorter than him, which happens to me in most cases. I being the subject, am being the verb to be, short being an adjective, adding er, which makes it in the comparative form, plus the than, plus him, which is the complement. Another example is Jane is more or less interesting than me. Before I get into too many examples, I'm going to tell you about the 5 rules that you need to remember and memorize in order to form a sentence in the comparative form. Rule number 1, with adjectives or adverbs that have 1 to 2 syllables, syllables which are the sound of a word, you add an er to the end. For example, short is 1 syllable, tall is 1 syllable, fast, bright, and nice. You add er to the end. And don't forget, with adjectives and adverbs or any words ending in e, you just add the r. You keep the e. Rule number 2, 3 or more syllables, you add more or less before the adjective or the adverb. For example, beautiful. For example, he was more beautiful than she was. Rule number 3, adjectives or adverbs ending in y, regardless if the letter before is a consonant or a vowel, you drop the y and you add ier. For example, pretty becomes prettier, happy becomes happier. Rule number 4, if the last 3 letters of the adjective or adverb are a consonant, vowel, consonant, you add the last consonant plus er. For example, big becomes bigger, wet becomes wetter, sad becomes sadder. And finally, the last rule is talking about in irregular words or irregular adjectives and adverbs. You just need to remember these. 2 examples are good and bad. Good becomes better, bad becomes worse. So he was a better volleyball player than I am. He is a better beach volleyball player than I am. I am a worse beach volleyball player than he is. If you remember these 5 rules and the way you form the sentence using comparative adjectives and adverbs, you will always remember the comparative form. Any questions?